everyone, time again for another Willie's Ramblings and Pickup video. Well, today marks the first day of my 2-week vacation for the holidays. Yay! I need 2 weeks off. You can see if I've started already. I have started to let my beard grow out. I'll get all scruffy. Yeah. Anyway, don't have a whole lot planned for the next couple of weeks. It's basically going to hang around my house and get caught up on some projects I've been working on. I have some game consoles I need to repair for some people that I'm way behind on, and got some videos I want to make, and I'm working on some new podcast projects. So on that note, the newest podcast I'm working on, the Atari Visions, is getting posted on iTunes. It's getting set up right now as we speak. The Episode 0, the introduction episode, can be found on the Facebook page for Atari Visions. So if you want to take a listen to what it is, you can go over and check it out. It is an adult-themed podcast. It's not family-friendly, so you've been warned. Basically, it's 3 classic game podcasters that we all got together, and we decided to take common games between the 3 game systems and look at the box art, the graphics of the game, the gameplay, the sounds, the music, the replayability. And we rate each game. And then at the end of the show, we see which game got the best rating, which is, probably the best port to play on the 3 systems. Of course, it's Ferg from the Atari 2600 Game by Game podcast. He's one of the hosts. We have Paul from the Intellivisionaries, and myself from ColecoVisions. So it's interesting to listen to. I hope people like it, but we'll wait and see. We'll find out. There's another podcast that's in the works right now. It's not by me. It's by one of my listeners that listens to my show, Soul Blazer over on Atari Age. He's starting up a Super Nintendo podcast. It doesn't have a name yet that I could find, but he posted a test episode over on the Atari Age forums. I'll put a link to his post in the show notes down below if you want to go check out what he's thinking about doing podcast-wise for the Super Nintendo system. I, for one, am looking forward to it because I liked my Super Nintendo when I had it. I probably should have kept it, but I didn't. I played Mr. Do and Knights of the Round mostly on that. So I'm really looking forward to his podcast so we can get some Super Nintendo fix. I don't think there is a Super Nintendo podcast out there, to tell you the truth. I don't remember seeing one before. So it's going to be awesome. He's going to get one started up. So I'm looking forward to it. I did have some pickups this week. I made a trip up to... Where did I go this week? Virginia. Jeez, mine went blank. I'm on vacation. Went up to Virginia, up to Norfolk, Virginia. Actually, Virginia Beach. And I visited a game store out there called Video Game Heaven. I picked up some stuff there. Great store. If you're in the Virginia Beach area, there's also another one over in Chesapeake as well. So there's 2 stores up in that area. You need to stop by the store. They got some really good prices, a nice selection. Pretty neat. At the Chesapeake store, I saw the VFD game Dracula by Epic. I don't see that very often. It's a really neat red case. I was going to pick it up, but I said, no, I got enough junk around my room in here. I'm running out of space. But if you like VFD games, it's worth checking out. I think they wanted like $24.95 for it, which isn't that bad. I remember seeing they also had a Coleco Bowlatronic there too. That's a really fun bowling game, tabletop LED bowling game by Coleco. So if you're looking for one of those, they've got one at the Chesapeake store of Video Game Heaven up in Chesapeake, Virginia. Duh. Anyway, what else? The newest edition of ColecoVisions podcast was published this past weekend, so that's out there now. I'm currently working on episode 1 for Atari Visions, but we're going to talk about Burger Time. And I think maybe we just need to get to the pickups. I don't have very many pickups this week at all. I didn't really find a whole lot for my collection. I saw some stuff, but nothing I really wanted to pick up. And I don't want to pick up stuff and just repeat it because I've talked about it before. So I try to pick up stuff new for my collection to talk about. First thing I picked up for my collection is a Game Boy game, and it's called Wario Blast. Basically, it's Bomberman. And you have the option of either selecting Wario or Bomberman at the beginning of the game. And basically, it plays exactly like Bomberman, but you got Wario running around in there. It's really fun. I like the Bomberman series, and I had not seen this before, so I was pretty excited about picking this up. The next one I picked up, now this isn't for me, this is for my buddy Jeremy that lives over in Korea that does the Stalking the Retro podcast and the Greatest American Hero podcast. He's been looking for Star Trek, the 25th anniversary on the Game Boy, for quite a long time. Now I sent him one a few months ago. It worked when I played it, but when he got it, it didn't work anymore. And he's been trying to clean it, it still doesn't work. So I went on a hunt trying to find a Star Trek game for Game Boy again. Ran across maybe 5 or 6 copies during my travels over the past few months. Not one of them will work. I didn't buy them. What I was doing is I'd find it, I'd ask him, hey, can you pull that Game Boy out and put some batteries in it and see if this thing works? Didn't work, so I didn't buy it. I actually found one. I found this up in Virginia Beach. So, and it works perfectly fine. So he's got that game coming to him next. Then for my Atari 7800 system, I picked up a pretty rare game made by Froggo, and it's called Water Ski. It's a pretty challenging game. You do have to have an Atari 7800 controller or a controller that's got 2 buttons on it, because you have to actually steer your boat, control the speed, forward and reverse, control the speed of it. Plus, you use the 2 side buttons on the controller. I got one right here. Use the 2 side buttons here to steer your skier right and left. And the idea is you try to jump these brown ramps, avoid the rocks, and avoid other obstacles in there. So it's actually a pretty fun game. And I just wish I had a controller to play it, because this one doesn't have a cord, because I'm in the process. Here's the insides. I'm in the process of making a custom controller for my Atari 7800. I do not like that joystick. This thing cramps the living daylights out of me. So I'll make a custom controller, probably out of a Genesis gamepad or something like that, or maybe I'll find a Sega Master System or an old NES controller. Maybe I'll use an NES controller to make a... Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll use an NES controller because I like the NES controller. No, I'll use a Sega gamepad. I like those better. Anyway, that's another project I'll be working on here pretty soon. And then the last pickup I got, which I didn't pick it up, this was sent to me by my friend Sweet, who's on the Retro Obscura podcast. I mentioned to him I've been looking for Casper, and he had one, so he sent me Casper for my collection. Now, the game is basically, it's an adventure type game. Basically, you're Casper flying through Whipstaff Manor. You're looking for keys and objects and things like that. You got traps to avoid. You have to, explore the house, basically. And I tend to like those kind of games. I didn't know how this game was going to be, but I played it for quite a while today, and I'm enjoying it. I don't think it got really good reviews, but I like the game. So a big thank you to my buddy Sweet from Retro Obscura Podcast for sending me this game. I really appreciate it. You ought to check out their podcast too. It's pretty funny. It has Aaron Hickman on there, Di Gamlick, who does a lot of cool electronic music. You can find his music over at soundcloud.com. Does a lot of stuff for me. We have Adam Kennelly over there, who's the main host of Retro Obscura. He's pretty interesting to listen to. He's pretty funny as well. And you have Paul, which is Sweet, who's the third host. They do a lot of obscure games. They like to analyze box art and things like that. It's very funny to listen to. If you have any interest in obscure games, you need to give them a listen because it's very entertaining. They've also started up a YouTube channel where they play some of these obscure games and record it. And it's pretty neat to watch. So there'll be links to all this in my show notes down below. Now, last thing, in about 4 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, yeah. In 4 days is going to be the drawing for, come here you, the ColecoVision game system. This is to celebrate the 1,000 subscribers for Arcade USA and also the 1-year anniversary for the ColecoVision's podcast. So you still have time. There's a video I have on my channel It's called the 1,000 subscriber contest. Just go there and post something about Coleco, like a memory of Coleco or what you like about Coleco or the ColecoVision, just something Coleco related. And that enters you into the contest. And the contest will take place on November 27th, which is this coming Thursday, Thanksgiving, where I'll do a drawing and see who wins this system. Boom, 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 boom. Awesome. All right. So that's pretty much it. That's all the pickups for this week. I doubt if I'll have any pickups for next weekend because it's the holidays. I'm not really going to go anywhere. I may go to some flea markets. There's one flea market on Wednesday I like going to close by where I find some cool stuff. I might go there on Wednesday. I might have something for next weekend. Don't know. So until next time, thanks for watching.